What's up, Cameron Rad here with another Photoshop tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be discussing skin retouching. This is kind of a follow-up to my Perfect Live video, so for that reason, I'm going to be using the same photo. There are many skin tutorials out there, some of which actually cover using surface blur. Yeah, don't do that. I'm sure you guys have been online and seen, whether it's on Facebook, some girl does it, or online, a photographer does it on a forum or whatever, where they do this surface blur where they mask out like the hair and the lips. Yeah, it doesn't look real. It just don't do that. This doesn't look like real skin and nobody believes it. So I'm going to show the way I know how, that I feel comes out to a great result. So there's basically only 4 tools I use while retouching an image. The healing brush, not the spot healing brush, just the regular one, the clone stamp, the dodge tool, and the burn tool. That's about it. So let's get started. First step, make 2 duplicates of your background layer. Your first duplicate, layer 1, rename that to tones. Your second duplicate, layer 1 copy, rename that to texture. Now turn off your texture layer and select your tones layer. Then go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Then select a radius that basically evens out the tones of your image. Every image is different, so for that reason I can't just give you a set amount. For this image it's 15 pixels, and then click OK. Then select your texture layer and turn it on. Then this is where it gets a bit tricky, between 8-bit and 16-bit color files. If you don't know what kind of file you're using, go image mode and it'll say right here if you're an 8-bit per channel or 16-bit per channel. The only difference is just the settings that you have to put in a second. So since I'm on an 8-bit image, you go image, apply image, layer tones, channel RGB, your blending mode subtract, your scale 2, and your offset 128, and then click OK. If you're on a 16-bit image, you would do image, apply image, layer tones, blending add, scale 2, offset 0, and then this little box that says invert, you check that. But anyways, I'm on an 8-bit, so once you've done that, you'll have a layer that looks like this. Your texture layer will look like this. Change that layer's blending mode to linear light. Now basically what you've set up is you've set up a layer like we've named them, just for texture and just for tones. So you're going to be doing most of your retouching on your texture layer, so be pretty familiar with the healing brush and the clone stamp. So go over on your texture layer, go over the image and get rid of any major imperfections with the healing brush. I'm just going to go over this really quickly. I'm just going to do this right side of the image. So just heal away any little like blemishes and stuff like that. Maybe a little scar right here. But don't overdo it. That's the thing. You have to be a little patient. Then once you've basically healed away all like the little imperfections and stuff like that, I go and I basically sculpt the face or airbrush the face or whatever you want to call it using the clone stamp. So select the clone stamp. I keep my hardness around 25%, and then make your opacity 20% or lower. Depends on how much time you. Just don't go over 20%. Reason being, you don't want to overdo it. Then select an area close by and just basically sculpt away at the texture, just softening up the image. And this kind of adds like an airbrush kind of glamour look while still keeping texture. And that's how I got rid of it. Also, like the little hairs on the side of her face, same exact way. And the more time you take, the more you can retouch and stuff like that. The next step I do, after I've done all my skin retouching, let's say the skin's looking very clean, it's no imperfections, I dodge and burn. So to do that, go layer, new layer, change your mode to overlay, and then check the box that says fill with overlay neutral color, 50% gray, and click OK. Then you take your dodge tool and your burn tool, and that's another way. You just basically sculpt the face with light. I keep my opacity around 4% for both tools, just mainly so I have more control over it. And yeah, you just basically dodge the highlights and burn the shadows a bit. Just dodge where you want and stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend going against the natural light source because that would just look weird. So yeah, just kind of follow the natural light and how it falls and stuff like that. And you just do that accordingly, and you don't have to dodge and burn if you have good colors and lighting the way it is. You don't have to. It's just another step. The hair actually really benefits when you dodge it quite a bit. Add some shine. Also, and then also the eyes. The eyes really benefit if you dodge and burn them. Just go in and you burn them. You dodge the inside and then you kind of like burn around the edges. Looks really cool. I've also been getting a lot of comments about how I edit my eyes, and it's really, really, really simple. And all I do is I just so merge all your layers when you're done. The eyes are like the last step. You merge all your layers into just one big layer right here. Then I go filter, sharpen, unsharp mask, just sharpen it a lot. I sharpen it a way lot, like right now I'm at, I think, at 130 and radius 1.2. Click OK, and then you just mask out the inside. You create a mask and paint on where you want it. That's all I do. And yeah, that's basically it. Retouching is really all about just taking your time. It's no real secrets. There's no trade secrets to it. Just about healing and cloning and not overdoing it. And then dodging and burning if you want. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to add a shameless self-promotion probably right here, flashing in the middle of your screen. Yeah, you can probably see it. It's probably flashing CameronRad, www.cameronrad.com. Yeah, shameless self-promotion. Okay, bye.